Buongiorno, Kyosho collectors, again. So, there's still a few Kyoshos I have to get. This is from the first Alfa Romeo collection. You'll see here it says 368 yen, so that's less than $4 in today's money. Here's the different colors that they had, and the castings as well. Alrighty, and inside that box, we have this card, which in Japanese is explaining probably that this thing was out between 2003 to 2010. 80,000 units were produced, designed by Bertone. 1.8 liter inline fours up to a 3.2 liter V6, 140 to 240 horsepower, and most mechanicals were taken directly from the 156 and the 147. Okay, maybe that wasn't in the Japanese, but that's the Wikipedia information I just read off there. Here are the different color choices. Silver. This blue is nice if it's a metallic. I don't trust red. Usually gets paint rash. So in there we have this blister, and then it's screwed to this base, which I shall remove because these Kyoshos, the blister pack ones, don't have any sensitive parts. So they go into a different display cabinet. And let us compare. So, although Bertone styled many a beautiful car, I'm not sure about the front end of this one. But there's the comparison. The wheels are a good match. Here's a side view. Let's see about this one. Seems okay. I do think the rear view is much more attractive than the front. I suppose you could say that about a lot of people. Probably including me. Okay, let's continue on. So this metallic silver, I think the flaking is pretty fine. It looks good to me. What's going on here? There's like a dent in the wheel, or there's some extra rubber on the tire maybe. So the wheels is typical of Kyosho. They're quite nicely detailed. Some lug nut details, and look how thin these spokes are, and yet they're passing air. They're not blanked off. You know, on the far side you can really see the light shining through. There's never a disc brake system on the Kyosho blister pack though either. But I mean, for $4, I mean, look at this thing. This is a nice model for $4. Well, at least back then. Okay, so there's some white paint on this raised marker. The panel lines are really tight. Very good. The door handle's sticking out quite a bit. The mirrors are casted in. Yeah, they're okay, I guess. The window molding has some height to it as well, and it's painted black. Fuel fillers on this side. It's interesting. The clear coat almost fills those cracks in quite all the way there. I will say the stance on this is really weird. On the photograph, this tire is actually almost sunken below the fender, and there's actually more of a gap in the front on the real photograph. I don't know if this has adjustable suspension or not. So like that looks like the photograph, but the rear is totally jacked up. This is a mess. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Alright, so this is all smooth, painted black. The orange turn signal there, or reflector, is there. Oh, you know what? This actually does have a texture. I couldn't feel it. Alright, glad I focused. Separate piece of plastic, chromed and black, and then the Alpha badge is, let's see. It's good enough. You got the red cross and the green snake there. The headlights look really nice. You can see some molded, striations in the lens. There's a little grill texture, and then there's depth behind that lens. So those are good headlights. Some bumps here for the fluid ejectors. Raised painted wiper blades, and then some black molding as well here, painted. And then typical Kyosho interior. It's black, it's molded nicely. Yeah, just hard to see without a flashlight. This side seems okay. No QC problems that I can tell. Alright, so the rear we have some translucent taillights that look nice. The Alpha badge there looks pretty good. And then some red paint here for these reflectors. Never a license plate from this brand. Kind of a weak exhaust tip, just part of the plastic base. Alright, alright. Nothing wrong with the roof. Very smooth up here. So, plastic base, well molded. They never have a copyright date though. We never know how old Kyoshos are unless you have the original packaging. Tire treads look nice. Kyosho does usually have really good treads because from the side they don't look like truck tires. From the bottom they look like car tires. But this being the first Alpha collection, it is press fit together. So what that means is fixing this problem is going to be a pain. But I've done this before and I shall do it again, so this has now become a tutorial. So if you have some old house keys, you can, in like a file or sandpaper, you can basically take a key because it's made of brass and make a tool. This is like a key, see? I shaved off this end, I took a hacksaw and I cut out this groove. And you'll see the angle is roughly that. What is that, like 15 degrees, maybe 20 degrees. And let's just pry off a wheel. See if we can get it in there. Yeah, it's working. I have to make sure that groove is going around the axle though. Alright, so you can see I created a whole big, much larger of a gap. And that's the nice thing about a key, it's thick enough that this one tool might be able to pry the wheel off the steel axle there. There we go. There we go. So that's a nice hack. If you have two old keys, take two. Because if this axle is very long in the wheel, you can just take two and then shim it in and that'll give you the extra space to pry it off. Okay. So with that done, now I can take a hand drill and basically drill that hole up higher so the axle rests higher up, lowering the stance. Doesn't really even seem like it's poorly fitted. Well, maybe. Well, you see in the front, see how the interior is much lower than the casting? So this is too high. You know, it's not pressed in enough. I'm gonna guess maybe the interior piece is holding it, keeping it from being pushed up higher. Alright, well anyways, I'll come back. Well, I'm back with my drill. I've mentioned this many a time. Tamiya has this drill kit. It's actually a model kit, but it takes 5 minutes to put together. And it's such a slow speed drill that is perfect for drilling holes in a die-cast plastic base. And that's a 1mm drill bit. I have a DeWalt drill, but if I use a DeWalt drill, it's just going to be so heavy and hard to control, and it might be too fast. This thing is powered by AA batteries, I think. I'm using rechargeables. Yeah, AA's. Alright, let's see how that stance is now. Yeah, you see? Much better. How about this side? I gotta move this axle that way a little bit. Yeah, see, it didn't take out the plastic evenly. Okay. I like to twist the wheel as I push it on. It helps it go on the axle a lot easier. So there, well now, the stance is much more acceptable. So a good old key. Let me get some other models. So we're gonna have a little Alfa Romeo show and tell day. We have this other Kyosho, a 159 Sport Wagon. Probably from the same era. Has the similar wheels. The styling is a little different, but I like that wagon. That's a sweet looking wagon. We have an 8C Competizione from 2006, and this is made by Mini Champs. I'll just put that back there. And then another Kyosho, the 147 GTA. So this is sharing parts with this car in real life, and that definitely is sharing the front end. To go a little more classic though, we have this Kyosho, but Tipo 33 Stradale. Very small car. And then from La Festa, we have a 1952 Disco Volante. So that's a cool car. Very aerodynamic for its day. And now we have I guess, a less loved Alfa called the 1600 Junior 2. This is made by Kyosho. Seems like if I had to guess, it's from the 70s. Let me get a few of these out of here because I want to make room for my favorite Alfa. We can leave these three up. And that favorite is the 1750 GT-AM, also by Kyosho. Something about, I don't know why I like quad headlights so much, but I do. Pretty much any car with four headlights, or four round headlights, I prefer. Like, obviously this, but even like American muscle cars with four headlights, I like those too. Chargers, the Barracuda, what else? Four round headlights. The Barracuda comes to mind. I don't even know if the Charger had four round headlights, so I take that one back. Okay, well anyways. So being a modern car, it's obviously much bigger than these old classics. So the question is this an attractive car? Did Styling House Bertone do a good job? For me, I definitely like the rear three-quarters. The front end, though, looks like a pig snout or something, or like maybe a hawk, the hawk bill or something. I'm not sure what I'm getting out of it, but it's the way those headlights are taller than the grille. It throws it off a little bit for me, and the bottom of the grille points down. I don't know. It's why people think things are good looking and not. Can't really figure that one out for this one. Well, thanks for watching today, and I'll see you the next time I get a Kyosho. Ciao.